Alright, now that Samsung has released the One UI 8 beta program, let's take a look at some amazing new features and changes on One UI 8. The first change that I want to talk about on One UI 8 is the all-new sharing menu. When you select the files and tap on Share, you can see this brand new sharing menu here. Now we have got the rounded corner on the top as well as at the bottom, and it's a separate window segregated from the background. And you can also notice we have got personal and secure folder options now. When I tap on secure folder, I will be able to share these images with the secure folder application right from here. Earlier we did not have the secure folder option. Now we have got personal and secure folder tabs. We can switch between them very easily. And you can also see this window itself is transparent. It's more of a frosted glass background that we now have on the sharing card right here. And this frosted glass effect is available across the UI. Next, we have got a brand new Quickshare menu here. As you can see, when I tap on Quickshare, it shows me this brand new card where it says easier file sharing, ready to receive. Anyone nearby can share with you while you are on the receive screen. And then we also have send screen. We've got share files quickly, choose files and share them directly from the send screen. So now we have got two different screens, receive screen and send screen. Let me tap on continue. As you can see at the bottom, we have got two tabs, receive screen and send screen. And this background looks just beautiful. And we have got this ready to receive written right here. And in the background, you can see this nice, cool animation going on in there, which looks beautiful. And when we go to the send tab, you'll be able to see the files that are ready to be shared. And you can see the total size of those files and the total number of files here. And this is something similar to what we had before. We have got suggested devices here. And we also have share to contact option. When we tap on the three dot button, we have got turn on private sharing option, which we already had on One UI 7 or 6.1 as well. Now let's go back to receive files here. Now here what happens is anyone nearby can share with you while you're on this screen. You can of course change this by going to the settings right from here. This page looks more modern and looks really polished. That is the brand new Quickshare that we have. Next, let's talk about the brand new multitasking feature. Let's open gallery here. I will open this application in split screen view. And now I'll open another application, let's say Wallpapers wallpaper application. Now on One UI 8, we will be able to expand one window all the way till here, which was not possible before. We could only expand it till here, as you can see, and this portion we could see the application, but now we can just push it all the way till the edge, and this is where it sits, and we'll be able to tap on this area to switch back to this application and tap on the second window to switch back to this application. So it's very easy now. Earlier that gap was too much and we were not able to switch like this, but now this is possible on One UI 8. Now let me open an application in pop-up view. Let's say Wallpapers application. I'll tap on this icon here and open in pop-up view. Now you can see this is the all new pop-up view we have got. We've got more rounded edges all around here. And when we tap on this, look at the animation here. It looks slightly different from One UI 7. And we have got these options here. I can tap on this to get all these options right here on the top of the page. And you can see this ellipsis has been moved from right corner to the center here. And even on One UI 8, there is no transparency option here. They removed this transparency option on One UI 7, and even on One UI 8 we do not have that option. But yeah, the window looks pretty cool here. It has got more rounded corners and it's quite smooth as well. As you can see, it's quick and smooth when we press and hold on it and try to move this window. So definitely there is some work which Samsung has done when it comes to the responsiveness on the screen. The next feature I want to talk about is the predictive back gestures. Now let's go to the settings here. And let's say I open a specific setting here, and when I try to go back, you can see this predictive back gesture is now active on One UI 8, and it actually feels very cool. It's pleasing to the eyes when you are using this specific feature. It's more of a feel-good factor. It actually feels very good getting this predictive back gesture. You'll be able to quickly see what is there in the previous page, and when we go back to the previous page, it actually feels really nice. So that is the all new predictive back gesture now we have on One UI 8. Next feature we are going to talk about is on the camera application. Let me open the camera here. Let's go to the camera settings. Now here you will see a brand new option called swipe up and down. As you can see, we have got this option here. When I open it, we have got three options. We can turn it off, switch cameras, or open quick controls. So what this means is when you are inside the camera application, let's say, yeah, now this is the viewfinder here. Now when I swipe up here, it will show me this bar, these menu options right here. And when I swipe down, it will show me the zoom controller here. Swipe up and swipe down. Now earlier we could swipe up or down to switch the selfie camera or the rear cameras, but now we can swipe up or down to get this menu. And if you don't want that, you can just go to the settings again and tap on swipe up and down and select switch cameras. Now what happens is you can switch cameras right here, as you can see, selfie camera and the rear camera. So now we have an option to quickly access the menu options by swiping up or down on the viewfinder itself. Next, we have got a brand new secure folder now. Let's open secure folder here. Enhanced privacy, easy access when locked, hide secure folder for the most protection. So these are some new pages that we are able to see on One UI 8. One is close all applications while locked, or we can select allow background activity while locked. If you select close all apps while locked, apps in secure folder will be automatically closed and encrypted when secure folder is locked. Apps won't be visible and won't send notifications until you unlock secure folder. So that's a great feature now we have, and we have got allow background activity while locked. Apps in secure folder will continue running while secure folder is locked. Apps in secure folder will continue sending notifications and may appear in the shared panel and other settings menu. So you can choose the one that you want. It's always better to close all the applications while locked. That is something which I suggest you to do. Let me tap on done here and let me open the secure folder here. As you can see, this is the brand new secure folder. I can tap on this three dot button to see a couple of additional options here. We have got hide applications, hide secure folder option right here. Let me tap on hide apps. Now here we will be able to see the hidden apps right on the top, and we can select more applications to hide. I'm not very sure why would you require a hide option within secure folder. It is anyways accessible only to you when you open the secure folder. This hide option will be useful if at all you have somebody else accessing your secure folder and you don't want those applications or contents to be visible to others. That is when you need it. But anyways, we have got the hide option right here. Let me know how do you want to use it. Let me tap on done here. And we also have this hide secure folder option. As you can see, hiding secure folder provides an extra layer of protection. While hidden, the secure folder app icon will disappear and apps and data stored in secure folder are encrypted. I think this was already available and it is emphasized right here on One UI 8. So this is something new. We have got a brand new secure folder on One UI 8. Next, we have got a brand new Auracast menu here. We have got a big button here, as you can see, start broadcast. Auracast allows you to broadcast audio from one device to multiple listening devices at the same time. And this feature has been enhanced. Let me tap on start broadcast. Now here you can see we have got an option invite nearby person using QR code. I can tap on this QR code to get a QR code here, and the other person will be able to scan this on his device, his or her device, to start listening to the broadcast from your phone. So that's a brand new option that we now have on Auracast on the Samsung Galaxy phones. Now let's take a look at the lock screen on One UI 8. As you can see, instantly you'll be able to notice that these widgets are slightly bigger on One UI 8 compared to the One UI 7 widgets. And you can also see the now bar seems to be slightly looking brighter and better here. And when I press and hold on the lock screen and enter the customization menu, you'll be able to see a brand new clock as well. Let me tap on style here. I'll swipe towards the right. You can see we have got one more additional animated clock here. This is the third one. This is the clock. We had the first one and the second one here, and the third one looks something similar to the first one. Not much of a change, but it looks slightly brighter and bolder. So that's a brand new option that we now have on the lock screen's clock styles. Now let me tap on wallpapers here. As you scroll down here, you can see we have got two brand new options, dynamic. And when you select a specific dynamic wallpaper, you'll be able to change the style. As you can see, we have got style button here. I can tap on this. We have got 4 different options. This dynamic wallpaper changes color over time. I can select the blend mode here. You can see we have got the first option here. This is the second one, looks darker, and this is the third one. And this is the fourth effect that we get. So pretty cool options. I would like to see more customizations here for the wallpapers on Samsung's One UI 8. I hope Samsung adds more right here. Now let's tap on done. And this is how your lock screen looks with this dynamic wallpaper. On the home screen also, Samsung did make some changes on One UI 8. You can see these widgets are much more pronounced now. It's slightly bolder. The content within the widget are slightly bolder now. As you can see, the gap between these icons have been reduced and the information within the widget looks much better now. That has been the complaint on the One UI 7 as well. We could not see all the contents properly within the widgets, but now we are able to see that, which is just perfect. Now let's go to the app tray and try try to search something here, as you can see, we have got this brand new search bar here, and we have got these settings mentioned right here on the top left, contacts mentioned right here on the top left, and we can just tap on this arrow button here. We have a drop down arrow now to expand this, and we can tap it right there to shrink that specific area here. So Samsung has made some changes over here, which is pretty useful, I would say. And you can also see the apps are showing right here on top. Then we've got settings topics, and we have got downloads and screenshots right here, and then recent searches are available here. Earlier, the download and screenshot were one below the other, which was not looking that great, but now we have got this side by side. And the recent searches also, all these recent searches will show up within one single window rather than having to swipe towards the right to see more options here. Next, Samsung has made some changes on the battery settings. Let's tap on battery, and here tap on battery protection. Now, as you can see, when you enable the battery protection, now we have got adaptive protection, which is separately mentioned here, and we have got a separate toggle for adaptive protection, and basic and maximum are separate now. Now, if I select maximum, adaptive protection will go away. If I select basic, we can enable the adaptive protection. So what happens here is, when you've selected basic, the battery is charged to 100%, charging will stop until the battery level drops down to 95%, and then charging will start again. And instead of 95%, if you want to stop charging at 80% while you are asleep and finish charging to 100% just before you wake up, you can enable this toggle. Now, it depends on when you charge your phone. If you're charging your phone while you are sleeping, then you need to enable the adaptive protection. And if you're not doing that, if you're charging your phone normally during the day, then you can just select basic and let the phone continue charging after it reaches 95%. So there is some tweak which has been made here. I will deep dive into this in the future videos. Now let's check out some of the default applications on Samsung Galaxy phone. Let's see what has changed. On the gallery application, when you tap on menu button, you can see the options are reorganized here. We have got videos, favorites, recents and locations button icons right here on the top, and then we have got these capsules right below that, and you can see that frosted glass effect right here as well. Let's say now I open a specific image. Now let's see, let me tap on the menu option here. As you can see, this is again a frosted glass effect that we have. And when you tap on the menu option right here also, you can see that frosted glass effect. And let's turn on the dark mode here and let's see how it looks. Yep, we still have that frosted glass background here, but it looks nicer when you have the light mode turned on. Now you can see it looks much better. Next, let's take a look at the My Files application. As you can see again here, the organization is better. On the top, we have got these horizontal looking bars now with images, audio files, downloads, videos, documents and installation files. And then we have got the recently downloaded files here. And then comes the storage options right here. Next, let's open the weather application. I've got a weather widget set up here. As you can see, we have got a brand new background here. We've got a cool new 3D animation right here. This animation, of course, depends on the weather condition. The brand new background also looks very nice on the weather application. Now talking about the reminder application, Samsung did add some new features on the reminder. As you can see, this is the brand new reminder app with all the categories right on top. And you'll be able to shrink this if you don't want to see. If you want to make it clutter free, you can just shrink it here. And then we have got an all new way of creating reminders now. When I tap on a reminder here, we have got all these options or all these tabs right here. You can see we have got the calendar here. We can select the time and date right from here, and we can select the location. We can select the images from the gallery right from here, and we also have an option to select all the categories. I have already discussed about the reminder application in my previous videos. Now it has been streamlined and it's all quickly accessible right here at the bottom itself while creating the reminder. And now we do not have the hamburger menu and then going to settings, and all that has been streamlined. We've got this ellipsis button on the top right and the search button right here. Tap on this to go to the settings and select all other options right here. So no more hamburger menu on the reminder application. Next, on the calendar application, Samsung has added the reminder tab as well. Earlier we had both the options right here. When we press the plus button, we could add reminder as well as the calendar event. But now when we tap on the plus button, it will directly take us to this page here, where on the top we have got event and reminder tabs here. As you can see, I can create a reminder here, and if I want to create an event, I have got this event tab here. Now we still have this hamburger menu on the calendar application. On the reminder, Samsung did remove this, but on a calendar application, It's still the old way of accessing the settings and the hamburger menu. I hope Samsung streamlines all its applications and makes it look uniform and more organized. These are some cool new features and changes we have now got on One UI 8. I will deep dive into One UI 8 and make a comparison video with One UI 7, and you will see a lot more contents about One UI 8 in coming days. So stay tuned, be sure to subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to hit the like button. When you hit that like button, the video will reach out to more people. So do not forget to like the video, I would really appreciate that. And I almost forgot, I did not discuss about the animations. The animations have improved on One UI 8. Definitely there is some slight changes, some improvements we could see on One UI 8. I will make a video on the animations. I will compare it with One UI 7's animation. It's always better to see that side by side. So stay tuned for that video as well. That's about it. Thanks for watching. You guys take care and stay safe. I'll see you in the next one soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.